and I'm here to fight for District 1. So I'm going to go into this video. Hello, my name is James Chandler, and I'm running for City Council in District 1 against James Tate. I'm a write-in candidate, so that means you have to write me in. There's a lack of accountability and a lack of focus from James Tate on our communities here that could better the quality of life. That's my focus, the quality of life. I'm fighting for reparations, undenied aid, and government transparency. I want to change the narrative. So, follow me throughout the city. We're going to go over to some of the vacant buildings and schools and see what James Tate has done in these communities. Again, a lack of focus on the residents in District 1. Here we are on Brightmoor. This school has been sitting damaged for years. James Tate has been in office 16 years, and what will they do with this building? It could be reopened, fixed up, to remain a school or a recreation center. Or even somewhere we could do trade schools for trades and skills. We are now entering Burt Elementary School. So again, I want to make this clear. I am James Chandler, running for City Council in Detroit, Michigan, District 1, against James Tate. He's been an official running for 16 years, and we already seen what needs to be fixed. On auto and insurance industries. Why were cars once built to last 500,000 miles? Yet today a vehicle is called worthless at $209,799. Why do insurers strip families of investments by devaluing vehicles too early? Isn't that fraud by design? And why should car dealerships ruin credit records with predatory checks when no purchase is made? Isn't it time for a car credit recall law that protects working people? On transit, why are riders stranded along West 8 Mile with no bus stops, no shelters, and no dignity, while DDOT collects millions? Why does a 31-day pass still cost $70 when so many can't afford it? Shouldn't public transit serve the people, not punish them? And wouldn't a tradition like bless somebody at the bus stop day remind us that when systems fail, community must prevail? And it's just as simple as that. It only makes sense. It only makes sense. And we need to be a people that not only runs with things that make sense, but that should be our start, because we have nationally the Republican Party, the Democrat Party, pointing fingers at one another saying, no, you're the problem. No, you're the problem. No, you're worse. No, you're worse. When both of these parties are the problem. They both have committed treason against the American people. Both have sold our land to foreigners. Both have dealt in corruption. Both have biases in some sort of way. The courts are still corrupt. The local leaders are still corrupt. Our finances are being withheld from us. We are still slaves in the land of the free, the home of the brave. It is time for righteous individuals to come forth and be the leaders. It's time to make the American dream a reality. How about it? So speaking of reparations, I am fighting for it. I wanted to share this video as well, a little bit of it, not all of it. Tariq Nasheed, something he said.
You said that the starting point for reparations for foundational Black Americans is $20 trillion.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, full disclosure, I remember a while back, this was maybe after our interview, I said I support reparations for Black people, possibly in the form of free education. And people got on me on that.
As they should. They should have gotten your ass.
And my justification was, well, I don't think that America can come up with what they really should pay without bankrupting the country. After that happened, it was after our interview, because now I'm figuring out the timeline. Then COVID hit, and I saw the type of checks that America was handing out.
Yeah.
So I publicly said, I apologize. I misspoke.
Yes.
I've said this
now,
publicly.
how do you feel about reparations right now? To foundational Black
I'm all for it.
Okay. In the form of cash.
Yes.
Okay.
I've said this publicly.
Okay.
Listen, we all make mistakes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We all say something, and then, my whole thing is, we all make mistakes, but if there's new information, you should absorb it and potentially modify your stance.
Go back and watch that video. Tariq Nasheed. And I'm going to move on. Let's see. I want to share another video.
But Ukrainian migrants that was coming to the United States, remember they were getting SSI.
This is Vicky Dillard. And she was also talking about reparations as well.
And all kinds of other benefits and checks and jobs and stuff that we don't get. And get money out of Social Security that they don't even pay into. The Armenians in the United States was getting $100,000 in literal reparations right off with the IRS. Foreign earned income exclusion, that's known as FEIE, pays Armenian migrants, allows them to write off rather. But when you actually go IRS website, you will see that we have tax treaty, potential tax write-offs for individuals and businesses with ties to Armenia. 6 figures can get up to 6 figures write-off based on a tax treaty that we have with Armenian for them to get reparations for a fight that they had over there. We're told we're not giving 1 red cent for building, creating America.
I'm going to stop it right there. I did a petition. Before I go into showing you my proposals for other plans, I did a proposal. 2024-202. And of course I started it locally by giving it to my local leadership here, city clerk. See if I can find it here. But I just want to show you that I'm putting in the work, and it's actually been in the face of individuals that have control now. They control our money now. They are our leaders now, right? Janice M. Warren, Free City Clerk. And I want to throw this out there too. There's been cheating with the elections, previous and present time cheating. And Janice is still, over her, or she's right now seeing her own elections. She's over and still ahead of her own elections, which is a scary situation because in regards to cheating, it seems as though she should be on a back burner until the votes are come forth. you know, so that there won't be no hiding of certain votes or whatever trickery they have up their sleeve. But this here was sent, this is my petition, was sent to Andre P. Gilbert, Office of the City Clerk, Department petition. So this is my petition. Sent this out in June, right? So, civil rights petition to ensure that my policies become law. I sent this also to the legislation, senators, you know, who vaguely responded with these automatic responses through emails. But again, I'm not just fighting for reparations, because a lot of people will get upset. A lot of European people will get upset. People that may not be entitled to that money will get upset. But I'm here to help everyone. This is why I want to implement a new employee retention plan as well. An emotional distress pay, matching what employees make from their employment every week or bi-weekly. If an employee earns $12.39, they should receive in total, right, $24.78. Matching what the employee makes. Just like if you get hurt in an accident and you go to court, you sue, you're entitled to some pain and suffering money. So again, when you go to work, you know, waiting for this check and things happens while you wait, so that's pain and suffering. So I'm offering this, or through our text, this is our text money. We want to have this available to us. You know, this is what we should have. This is what I'm implementing. And of course, I have all these policies. I'm not going to just run through all of them. There are 43 policies that I want to set in place and get it nationally. So I'm not going to just be working on a local level, but I want to work with our legislation in Washington, right? And those who have power to actually get this through, right? Just want to show that. I put in that work. It's already been out there. It's in their face. It was in their face. And again, righteous leaders put these things out there and put it forth. Activists come forth and fight for freedom and speak their words, right? We have a freedom of speech. But yet, no one moves toward what is right or what seems right, right? Everybody has their own agenda. It seems like this leadership has their own agenda, and it's been putting money into big corporations still, supporting pharma, medical supplies that's been killing us still, and not healthy or holistic ways of doing things, right? Let's look at my proposal here. Wanted to implement this as a holiday. Bless somebody at the bus stop day, I mentioned. Okay. New holiday. I'm not going to go through all this, but basically, January 1st each year, people have a chance to bless somebody at the bus stop. They stand at the bus stop. People can stop and give them money. People can stop and say, well, I'm going to buy you a car. People can stop and just bless somebody for that day at the bus stop. You know, this stops a lot of the hassle, the burden on people that's struggling to get back and forth to work. You know, it gives people an opportunity to lift people's burdens. And just that little thought can change someone's plan for that day to commit suicide, or somebody's plan for that day to go rob somebody, or somebody's plan for that day because they're having a hard time to just go beat up somebody or do something evil, right? This can also stop crime. It can help in that area, right? And this is another proposal for the tenant protection threshold law. I'm not going to read through all this, but this protects tenants from being evicted from their homes because of shortfalls in their finances. You know, people want to kick you out or evict you for not paying your monthly rent, when if you give a person the proper 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even a month, they can pay it, right? And they'll have that paid, right? And just that one-time payment is not enough to evict somebody, because that's normally the rent. That's the rent. They just owe rent. It's not that they owe 3 times over or 4 times over, right? But they're getting kicked out because they owe just the rent, and it's ridiculous. So my plan is to, in order to be worthy of eviction, is for you to have long overdue payments, at least for 6 months. That gives us time to pay those bills. You know, you have no excuse. 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. Get the money to pay your rent, right? If people choose that way, because I know there's common law. I don't want to step on the rights of common law. People who go by common law, or there are other laws and legal ways out of those situations. Don't want to step on the rights of those. But we don't want to step on the rights of those who can't afford different things. We want to give them time to pay, if they're willing to pay, right? So, and that will stop a lot of crime and a lot of poorness, and keep people in their homes, and keep their kids in their schools, and not moving all the time. You know, the stress that we don't need to deal with. This is my other proposal. Resolution recognizing and establishing Historic Prices Day as a national holiday to provide economic relief, honor the American worker, and restore faith in the American dream. I've taken a date in history books back to the 1920s, where prices of supplies or food or products were, you can buy stuff for 6 cents. So if we can have one day, maybe even a month, but usually one day. So we won't be so harsh on big corporations, but at least one day where the corporations can give back to the people and make things cheaper, like it was in 1920s. 6 cents you could buy things. That way people can stack up on what they need. Won't have no excuse, because it's only 6 cents, right? It's only this, it's only that. 1920s prices, right? That one day, you know. And I know it could be some issues with that, some type of different thoughts with that, because we notice what happens when, and I'm just throwing this out there. We notice what happens when it comes to Black Friday. You know, people going out to get these free things, or when there's a shortage in food. We know how people can react and do things. So we want to implement a safety zone there, you know, where, you know, we have to use morals. We have to teach morals, the people morals. If you want these freedoms, we have to be moral people. We have to respect other people. We can't go around stepping on people's rights, right? We're trying to open up this way for freedom for people, and we're hoping to get righteous individuals in these offices like myself to make these things happen. So we need people to comply. We need people to do what's right. Right? Because things will go right as we continue to do right, and then we can build the right way without harming other people's family members and over jealousy or over the newest things. Everybody can be able to afford whatever they want, you know, and giving them that one day to get it changes whether you're going to steal it from a person or beat somebody up or this, that, and the other. It helps bring down the level of crime. Once again. So these policies do work. They help. How do I get back to? So they do work. They help. And this is why I shared this, because people have to know, people have to see, and this is what I'm fighting for. So let's get into the homework assignment. Let's think about it. I'm going to give you some homework. Take your time to make your comments about this homework as well. Just think, what if you can make your own country? My own country. It's your own country. You get to make your own country. What would it be like? Let's decide together. What would your country be like? I want you to get some paper with this. Write it down. How do you see your own country? Your own country. You run it. You run the show. How would you want the people to act in your country? How would you want things to revolve around your country or around you? However you want to run that country. How would it be? Right? Is it positive? Is it negative? Once you're done, think about it. Is your plan positive? Is it negative? How does it help people? How does it help people? Not burden or distress them. Not enslave them. Right? But some people might run with that enslavement and mentality. And if so, those are definitely not the people we want in office. Right? We cannot go around stepping on people's rights. Both Democrat and Republican and non, we're not dealing with those titles within local, right? But, I mean, we are still Democratic, running in a city council, whatever, or however they put you. But I don't really consider myself Democratic or Republican, even though they'll put me there because I'm black, right? But, hey, how would you run your country? I already set forth my standards, what I want to see change, what policies, if I could do it myself. Of course, we need each other, right? We need to do this as a community. It takes a community to raise a child. So it's definitely going to take a community to raise a nation, right? A country, right? So that's number one. What would it be like? Let's decide together, right? Number one. Okay, the next. What will be the name of your country? What is the name of your country? What would you name it? Next. What are 3 rules? 3 rules you will have in your country. 3 rules. What are 3? Just 3. Right? Put it in the comments. And last but not least, what is one right your citizens will have in your country? Just one right. Just name one right your citizens will have in your country. And then you can draw on that piece of paper your own flag. What would your flag look like? That's some homework for you. Do that. Let me know in the comments how you did. What's yours about? And it will tell you a lot about you, where you stand. It will tell you a lot about the whoever else is doing this homework, where they stand. And hey, that will determine whether they should be a righteous or considered to be a righteous leader. We should want righteous leaders leading us in a path that's going to make everything better for the greater good and the quality of life. I'm James Chandler, running for City Council, District 1 in Detroit. Vote me in. Write me in. Go to the polls and write me in. Vote me in November 4th, 2025. Thank you for your time.